11 books. This is my June wrap up. I don't know if I was expecting that to happen. So the next book I read was The Unicorn Goes to School. It is nothing like I've ever read before. A witch girl felt so sweet. She's breathing. Hello everybody, I am back after a bit of a break. Everything's been very hectic and busy, and honestly I just didn't have the time to make a video. But we are back. We're back to kind of square one. We're going to start with a monthly wrap up of my reads. So we're in July. We are on the 6th of July today. So we're going to do a June wrap up. And in June, I think I read 10 or 11 books. Let me have a look at my Fable wrap up. Yeah. So in June, I read 11 books. This is my June wrap up. Honestly, they were quite good books, to be honest with you. And I'm going to start with my smallest rating to the highest rated books from the month. It's just a different way of doing it, a little bit more exciting, and you're going to see me fixing my posture quite a lot in this video because I am staying very conscious of my posture nowadays. Yeah, all of that. I'm not going to go into it because this is going to turn into like a 40-minute video about posture and fascia and all sorts of things. So my least rated book of June was The Valley of Vengeful Ghosts by Kim Fu. I am actually... What am I? I have been recording me trying to finish the Goodreads Spring challenge. So I think I was actually recording me reading that book and then my thoughts on it. So I'm going to try and get this video together. It's very partly recorded. Some things I completely forgot to record, and yeah, that was my June. So hopefully July is not that way. That book was, let me try and remember. Yes, so it was about this woman who buys a house. Her mum died and she was very close to her mum. And I thought this was going to be like a horror, but I think this was more of a psychological thriller. There is a mention of some ghosts in it, but it's not scary. It's quite depressing, and then the ending was just like, okay. So there is nothing more I have to say about this book, to be honest with you, and I did read it just for ticking off the Goodreads challenge, and that got 2.75 from me. Next book up was Heart the Lover by Lily King, which is a quite hyped book, isn't it? And I did read that for another Goodreads challenge to get that ticked off, get my bookmark. And that was very, to me, overhyped. I don't know, it was a little bit... I didn't get it. I didn't get it why it's so overhyped. I was getting lost and kind of switched off during a lot of that journey reading that book. I didn't get it. I didn't get why it's so overhyped, why everybody loves it so much. Maybe I just wasn't in the right mood for it. But yeah, I gave that 3 stars. Do let me know if you've read that book and what your thoughts were, because I am always interested to hear other people's thoughts on the same books we read together. Another book that got 3 stars from me, same as Heart the Lover, was The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. And that was a little bit meh. Okay, basically that. A few times it was a bit of a snooze fest, and I did want a DNF, and it was a book that I didn't really die to pick up. So yeah, 3 stars. After 3 stars, I had 2 books that I rated 3.5. I'm trying to be a little bit more harsh. Not harsh, but not overrating things. Because I'm literally, in the first few months of 2026, I was just giving out 4 and 5 stars left, right, and centre, and that is just not what it should be. So, The City and Its Uncertain Walls by Murakami, that was 3.5. That, I don't think it should have been that long. I do love Murakami's books, like, so much, but that was just a lot of dragging out, going back and forth between the worlds, kind of figuring things out, talking about, the same things that we've already heard about. Maybe it was supposed to be that way. I don't know. Maybe I'm the problem. I don't know. I did like it, but it was just a bit too long. Like, I was just over it already, Yeah. The other book that got 3.5 stars was Mum Brain by Nicole Hackett. I liked it. I really did like it. It wasn't enough to give it a 4-star rating, but it was a cool concept. I really liked the concept. I don't know if I was expecting it to go the way that it did, because it did turn into like a proper mystery thriller action moment at the end of it. And I don't know if I was expecting that to happen. Maybe I wanted something different for this book to do. But yeah, it was cool. It was basically like a camp for mums who are mumming too much and don't get time for themselves. Sorry guys, the pollen is hitting me right in the nose feels. So it was a camp for mums to try and gain their power back and their strength and find themselves again and not be constantly a mum, basically. And a lot of things happen in that book, and they find out the ulterior motive of the actual camp organizers, which I wasn't expecting. But yeah, as a thriller, it was good. So I gave it 3.5 stars because for what it was supposed to be, cool. It was good. It was good. So the next book I read was The Unicorn Goes to School. I'm joking. I did read that about 10 times. After 3.5 stars, we have one book with 3.75, which I actually enjoyed, and it was a thriller, The Return of Ellie Black by Emiko Jean. Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. And that was, this girl is missing for, I can't remember how long, 2 years, 3 years, something like that. And then she just turns up. Hikers find her, and we have the POV of the detective, female detective, who has been the lead detective from the beginning, since she goes missing and they're trying to find her. And she's still the detective now when the hikers find her. And then we have a POV of the girl, of Ellie, actually talking us through what actually happened from the moment she goes out to a party with her friends and she goes missing. So that one was really cool because we get like the detective side, kind of like imagine Criminal Minds, NCIS, all of that. You see the side from the detectives and the police and, everything that they kind of are up to and how they're figuring things out. And then the private life when they go back home to the partners, how that gets kind of conflicted with their work schedules and everything. I really liked it, and to be honest, 3.75. I might change my rating to 4 because I really liked it and I actually remember everything from it, so that's unusual. After that, the next rating up, we have 3 books at 4 stars. Book number 1, Alice Feeney, His and Hers. What a twister. Like, I was suspecting so many characters, but not the one who was actually guilty. So I am watching the show. I'm taking it slow because I don't want to binge it and for it to be over. So I am enjoying it. I like that they've done it in America for the show rather than in the UK like in the book. That's cool. I like the music in it so far. I love the actors, the choices for it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But I really loved the book. Alice Feeney is just like top thriller writer, really. Yeah, so many twists, like a twist within a twist and then a plot within a plot. Like 4 stars. Next 4-star was The Guy Sure Looks Like Plant Food to Me by Santana Knox. I believe she's a Greek girly girl, and she wrote this novella which is inspired by The Little Shop of Horrors, and I absolutely loved it. It was literally like 70 pages long, and it is a sapphic romance, a cursed plan, but in a good way, so it gets bigger and crazier, and a witch girl. So yes, okay, so there is a trope in the book that I am not the biggest fan of. I will absolutely put down the book as soon as I'm feeling this trope is in there, and that is insta love. However, the book is 70 pages long, so you know, for what it is, yeah, okay, that's fine. But I really liked it. I like the writing, I like the romance in it, I like the connection, I like the little plots in there. 4 stars. Guys, I need to top up on my allergy spray because I can't be blowing my nose every 2 bloody seconds. It's insane. It's hurting my tooth. It's filling up my face. I ran out of it and I keep forgetting to buy it. So the last book that got 4 stars from me was Yesteryear, Carol Claire Burke. So I read that because my book club girlies read it, and we didn't actually all read our actual book club choice, but we did read that one, most of us. So I really wanted to get in on the chat and the hype of this book. And this book is mostly getting very like negative feedback from other women, and a lot of people are actually hating Natalie, the main female character in this book. They don't really get it, why she's being so horrible and mean and crazy and everything. I honestly felt so sorry for her throughout this entire book. The whole story of her experience and her life and her mum life and being a housewife and then being a social media content creator and all of this chaos that she's going through. I just really feel like she really needs a big hug. She just needs a massive hug. She needs a night with a true friend who has got her back, or at least for her husband to be that for her. I feel like she doesn't really have anyone who is there for her to take some of the shit off of her shoulders and her back and actually help her through navigating the entire chaos, which is her life, and trying to make money and anything really. She just wants something amazing for her and her family, and I understand a lot of the struggles she was going through as a mother and a wife and a business owner. Yeah, I just felt really sorry for her, but the book was phenomenal. I did not know what the whole vibe was, to be honest. How does she get back to the 1800s? How is she in the 1800s? But then you find out at the end, and that was not what I was expecting. And when I did find out what the actual hell was going on, I felt even more sorry for her. I'm so sorry that happened to you. And you're a fictional character. Moving on, we have one book that got 4.25 from me, and that is the second novella of the Mindfuck series, which is Sidetracked, and that is by St. Abby. And yeah, obviously that's always going to get between 4 and 5 stars from me, because that is phenomenal, and I feel like I should really read the whole collection of novellas as one book in one go, you know, without any other books in between. But I do find that whenever I am reading books of general fiction or something that is not, you know, I'm like stepping out of my comfort zone and I'm falling into a book slump, I go to those novellas. I go and find a dark romance novella, which at the moment for me is the Mindfuck series. So I still have a few to go, and I'm very happy about that. Saying that, I might actually go into the third one soon. Hi guys, excuse my mucky tanning t-shirt, headphones and everything. I'm literally editing the video, and I've just realised that I completely forgot to tell you about the 11th book, which is my 5-star rating of June. And that is Muñeca by Cynthia Gomez. And let me tell you, that was also a short story. It was a horror short story, and that was creepy as hell, and I absolutely loved it. I loved every single part of it. This lady comes in to be a carer for this young woman who is basically like a plant. She's breathing and everything, but she cannot communicate, she cannot move, she is just stuck in her bed. And this woman who goes in as her carer, she is actually a witch whose mother used to work for the same household as a cleaner. And this woman has done a quick magical test, basically to check if she has been cursed, if she is actually physically sick, or if she's been cursed. And little do we all know, she obviously has been cursed. And there is a creepy porcelain doll involved, hence why the book is called Muñeca. And wow, like, for such a short story, there's so much that's happened, and I wish there was more. I wish there was so much more. I wish it was honestly a 500-page long book. And all that rustling that you're hearing next to me is the dog. So yeah, absolutely love that book. Let's get back to the video. It is July, and I have already read one book, which was a short story called A Short Stay in Hell, and that one was supposed to be a horror, but it's very psychological and emotional horror. It was depressing. Wow. It is nothing like I've ever read before, and it's a classic. And I'm glad I read it, because that has stayed in my system. And I will tell you what I rated it in the next wrap up. So I've read that one. I am also reading Of Ink and Alchemy. And I am reading Truly Yours by Abby Jimenez. So we are slowly tackling the new Goodreads challenges, the summer challenge. I'm not rushing into it, as I have 3 months. Can you imagine? It ends at the end of September. We're already in July. Like, how fast is that going? That's mental. So we're doing that, and I'm going to pick more books for my July TBR, and I'm going to do a little twisty twist, so you will see, because I'm going to film that hopefully tomorrow or today. So yeah, stay tuned and look out for that video. And as usual, thank you so much for watching, and if you've stayed for the entire video, I love you so much, like you have no idea. I am going to make my children's lunches, then we're off to jiu-jitsu. I'm going to read my book, I'm going to get a coffee. Girlies, what more could you want? Like, what more could you want? Also, I have started jiu-jitsu myself and I love it so much. I have so many bruises and aching muscles and burns on my toes and stuff, and I love it. I love it so much, and it's actually, I see why people get addicted to it because it's great. Oh, I love it so much. I'm really sad I couldn't train today, but it's just not working out with the dog staying at home for too long. I would have to drive back and forth, which is like half an hour each way. It's not cool. So, yes, but tomorrow is country line dancing, which I'm looking forward to as well. I go with Bestie Lisa, and I think Bestie Chris is joining as well. Wednesday is self-defense and jiu-jitsu. Thursday, I don't know if it's me or Alex working, but I would love to go to jiu-jitsu again. We'll see. Yes. Leave a comment down below if you've read any of these books, or if they're on your TBR, or if anything at all from my blabbering has resonated with you. I am so happy to be back to posting videos, and yeah, check out my socials, check out my other videos, and I will see you soon. Love you. Bye.